You know, for the last half century, pretty much our entire world has been built on one singular, incredible idea, the digital computer. But that whole era, the age of silicon, it's actually coming to an end. Today, we are diving into the next great technological leap, a revolution that literally computes with the language of nature itself. We're talking about quantum supremacy. So let's just jump right in with a pretty intense warning from physicist Dr. Michio Kaku. What he's saying is that the very engine of our modern world is about to grind to a halt. And if we're not ready for what's coming, the center of our tech universe could become, well, a relic. So what's the big problem here? Well, it all starts with a wall, a very real, physical barrier that our current computers are just about to smash into at full speed. For decades, we've been living in this incredible age of predictable progress. But that predictability, it's about to break. I mean, if you think about it, computing has this super long history, right? From ancient Greek gadgets that could track the planets, all the way to the analog machines of the 1800s. But our world, the one we know today, was really born in the 1940s with Alan Turing and the digital age, machines based on simple zeros and ones. And that led directly to the silicon chip that's in your pocket right now, the peak of 2,000 years of progress. And the engine that drove all that progress, it's called Moore's Law. It's this simple, beautiful observation that the power of our computers pretty much doubles every year and a half. This is what gave us everything from smartphones to modern medicine. But just look at that curve. After a century of just explosive growth, it's starting to level off. We're hitting a wall. So here's the bottom line. The problem is physical. It's about atoms. To make our chips more powerful, we have to shrink the tiny transistors on them. And today, they're just a handful of atoms across. But when you try to shrink them down to about 5 atoms wide, the totally bizarre laws of quantum physics just take over. Electrons literally start to leak out, the circuit's short, and the whole chip just fails. Silicon Valley has hit the atomic wall. But what if instead of fighting against all that quantum weirdness, we just embraced it? What if we built a completely new kind of computer that uses the universe's own native language? Well, that's the revolutionary idea behind quantum computing. You know, the legendary physicist Richard Feynman pointed this out decades ago. The world all around us, from how a leaf makes energy from sunlight to how molecules bond, it doesn't run on simple zeros and ones. The entire universe is quantum mechanical. So to solve nature's biggest mysteries, we need a computer that actually speaks her language. Okay, so here's the fundamental difference, and it's a huge one. A regular computer uses a bit. You can think of it like a light switch. It's either off, that's a 0, or it's on, that's a 1. Simple. But a quantum computer uses a qubit. And thanks to this mind-bending principle called superposition, a qubit can be a 0, a 1, or, get this, both at the exact same time. So a qubit can be in multiple states at once. What does that actually mean when you're trying to solve a problem? How does this completely new way of thinking create such an extraordinary leap in power? Let's try an analogy. Imagine a digital computer is like a little mouse trying to find the cheese in a maze. It has to do it the slow way. It runs down one path, hits a dead end, has to turn all the way around, go back, and then try the next path. It has to explore every single possibility one by one. And in a really complex maze, that could take, well, forever. And now, look at the quantum computer. It's not a mouse. It's more like a mist that fills the entire maze, all at once. It explores every single possible path simultaneously. It doesn't have to check them one by one. It just sees all the possibilities at the same time and instantly knows the right one. This amazing ability is called quantum parallelism, and that's the secret sauce. That's where all the power comes from. Okay, so we have this unbelievably powerful new tool. What are we going to do with it? I mean, this isn't just about faster video games or your web browser loading a half-second quicker. We are talking about solving problems that are currently impossible for any digital computer on the planet, no matter how big or powerful it is. As Dr. Kaku says, it all comes down to this. To understand the world at a molecular level, you need a computer that works at a molecular level. Digital bits are just too clumsy, too crude to simulate that complex, delicate quantum dance of electrons that creates our reality. I mean, to simulate just one single caffeine molecule, a digital computer would need a memory bank the size of a planet. A quantum computer just does it. And what this means for medicine is, well, it's just staggering. Imagine designing brand new drugs, molecule by molecule, right inside a computer. We could finally figure out how proteins misfold to cause diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and then design something to stop it. We could detect cancer from a single cell in a blood test, maybe 10 years before a tumor ever forms. We could literally make the word tumor a relic of the past. Or think about energy. We could design the perfect molecular structure for a super battery, finally cracking the storage problem that holds back solar and wind power. We could simulate and stabilize the chaotic plasma inside a fusion reactor, unlocking a source of clean, limitless energy for everyone. We could even simulate airflow with such perfection that we could design supersonic jets that are completely silent. No sonic boom. Or how about this one? This one's amazing. Creating fertilizer for farms is one of the most energy-hungry processes on Earth. It eats up a staggering 1% of all global electricity. But tiny bacteria in the soil, they do it for free at room temperature. A quantum computer could simulate that natural process, letting us create fertilizer with almost no energy. It would kick off a whole new green revolution. Okay, so we've looked at the problem, the incredible solution, and the mind-blowing promise. Now, let's just take a step back and put these two technologies side by side. It'll help us really get a handle on their unique strengths and their weaknesses. First off, let's nail down this term, quantum supremacy. This isn't about one computer being smarter than another. It's a very specific technical milestone. It's the moment a quantum computer solves a problem that would be practically impossible for the most powerful classical supercomputer on Earth, a task that would literally take it thousands of years to finish. And for some specific problems, we've already hit that milestone. Now this is really interesting. Look at the contrast here. Classical computers are super stable. They almost never make errors, and they are perfect for our everyday stuff. Quantum computers are the complete opposite. They are incredibly fragile. They have to be kept at temperatures colder than deep space, and they're really prone to errors. This happens because of something called decoherence, where even the tiniest vibration can make the qubit lose its special quantum state. But, and this is the big but, their power scales exponentially. You add one more qubit and you literally double the computer's power. So they're terrible for checking your email, but they are unbelievably powerful for simulating nature. So far, we've talked about what quantum computers do, but to wrap this up, let's touch on the most mind-bending question of all. How do they actually do it? Where does all that incredible power really come from? The answer, honestly, sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. And this brings us right back to Dr. Kaku's perspective. When that quantum mist is exploring every single path in the maze all at once, he argues it's doing something profound. It isn't just calculating here, in our universe. Now, this is definitely one of the wilder interpretations of quantum mechanics, but it helps explain the machine's unbelievable power. The theory suggests that a quantum computer can stay connected to countless other parallel universes. It's essentially outsourcing its calculations to infinite versions of itself across the multiverse, and then just brings back the single correct answer into our reality. It's a machine that literally computes across universes. And that brings us to one final, just thrilling thought. We are building machines that operate on the fundamental rules of reality itself, maybe even across realities. They're going to give us the power to cure diseases we thought were incurable, to solve our energy crisis, to understand the very origins of the universe. So the only real question left is, what will we dare to ask them to do next?